umaga. So we're going to start out a little bit of this tour slash talk about BGC, or Bonifacio Global City, here in Philippines. And we're going to cover a couple things here, but I want to start out with areas first. Just briefly go over what I think are the sections here of interest here in BGC. One is Uptown, the other is Burgos Circle, High Street, SM Aura, and the Market, which is property next door to it. It's an Ayala Mall property. And then lastly is a place called West McKinley, where we lived for about 6 months. It's not technically in BGC, but it is part of it, in the sense that there is a mall there called the Venice Mall that everybody finds real popular and does associate it with BGC. So we'll cover down on that. All right, so I don't make any claims of being a geographical specialist by any means, particularly here in BGC. But I did break it up into those areas I mentioned earlier. If for only my own sake in terms of identifying different areas, especially when I'm looking on a map, this particular spot that I'm sitting in right now is called Burgos Circle. Now Burgos Circle, it's just a little park area here. Now I'll show you around in a little second, but right behind me is strip this a street down here and I'll take you down here. There's just a ton of stores, outdoor stores. It's not a mall, outdoor stores, and a lot of Airbnbs, condos that can be rented short-term, long-term. So that is here, and Burgos Circle is popular for that, especially for expats. So just giving you that advice. Magandang umaga po.
Morning po.
Okay, and then this street, if not the area, is known as Forbes Town, even though, again, it's in the Burgos Circle area. And as I said earlier, there's a ton of condos, Airbnbs, short-term, long-term stuff for rent here. And it's all lit up in the evenings. To try to distinguish the different areas here in BGC, I use this place called the Mine Museum over here as kind of a landmark. It's I would say it's a technology museum. I know I've brought my nephew here, and they have technology exhibits, particularly for kids, so it's pretty good. But on the other side of this building is where Burgos Circle starts, and that Forbes Park area, and then straight ahead here that we're going to walk down to the right, that is the Bonifacio, or excuse me, the High Street area. So we'll walk down there a little bit. Again, this is the 1 Bonifacio High Street area. I always thought this statue was really cool. A Filipino soldier reading a letter. Hopefully not a Dear John letter, but reading a letter. Obviously, this is more modern times. So, but yeah, Filipinos have, as Filipino soldiers, have fought alongside the United States. Obviously, dating back to World War II, but up through Korea, Vietnam. And I didn't see any Filipinos in the Middle East this time. Filipino soldiers, plenty of Filipinos, but Filipino soldiers. So, and of course, there's plenty of Filipino-American soldiers, sailors currently serving. But yeah, it's a nice little monument. LED billboard up here. Pretty neat in the nighttime. I'll try to get some video of that. So one of the things I want to say too to some of the Philippine OFWs who comment on the other vlogs I've put together, yeah, this is all an outdoor mall. So the notion of hiding in an air-conditioned mall is not at play here. And the food places that are here are not cheap. So yeah, and if you notice, the vast majority of folks here are Filipinos. I mean, there are Kanos here, there are Westerners here, some probably Chinese and Korean and Japanese as well. But you got to remember, most of these folks are Filipino, so they are spending some money. if you're wondering too, in terms of my own personal experience here in the Philippines, I've been coming here as early as the 80s with the military, so I got a chance to get around a little bit, particularly in Luzon. And my time here at BGC this is my third time here, and we've lived here or stayed here as long as 6 months. I was back in 2023, and my wife and I have been coming since 2022 back to BGC specifically. So yeah, it's been a good experience. Really enjoyed our stay. This is our third stay here now. And just as a background, my wife's Filipina. We've been together for over 30 years, so got a little bit of experience in terms of understanding Philippine culture, though I'm not Filipino, obviously, and no expert by any means. So that's my background. Take two. Well, here's my final thoughts on BGC as it pertains to expats. So I'll break it down into 2 areas here, pros and cons. On the pro side, it's very affordable in terms of renting here, whether it be on a longer term basis, meaning you rent month to month, or 6 months for a year. You can find some reasonable rents here in BGC with regards to the condos. Airbnbs, same thing too. You can find some reasonably priced places. You have to look around a little bit, but again, there's a variety of places to choose from. Next, it's a really walking friendly area, BGC as a whole, in terms of the infrastructure, the walkways, concrete, everything in good shape, so it's very walkable. The variety of food is excellent. You're going to find just about anything you're looking for as far as food diversities and for the culinary types. Other one is Filipinos speak English, so that's a big deal when it comes to interacting with local people. And along with that, just the warmth and the friendliness of the Filipino people. Now, I'm not just being biased because I'm married to a Filipino, but the fact that Filipino people are by far one of the most friendly countries in the world when it comes to interacting. They will engage you in just about any topic, so it's great if you're looking for that aspect of it. And then lastly, the variety of transportation to get around here. There's a Grab, which is our equivalent of an Uber back in the States. It's very reasonable, very cheap actually. Cabs, taxis, jeepneys, those sort of things, all available here. Now on the con side, I'll flip it around and say the lack of mass public transportation is definitely lacking here in BGC. When you compare it to some other major metropolises, Tokyo, Bangkok, New York City, yeah, there's the metro system here is definitely lacking. You got to walk to it, and it doesn't take you around to the BGC area per se. It's here, but it's a stretch to get there, and I'll say it's not the most modern transportation available. Next, it's traffic. Traffic in Manila is notorious. BGC being part of Manila, it's definitely right up there with traffic. And last, and this is more of a sort of a technicality, is the bureaucracy here. I say that because in my wife's case, because she's a dual citizen, dealing with the bureaucracy here in the Philippines, it's not just BGC, but just in general, when it comes to paying for your utilities, paperwork, very paperwork laden government system here, and that, again, paying utilities, establishing a bank account, very complex process. And in my wife's case, or if you're going to stay here long term, it's the national ID system. A lot of paperwork. I'm not going to begin to tell you the amount of frustration my wife's gone through with getting the national ID, even though she's a citizen of the Philippines. So, and again, minor issues. If you're just staying here just to visit, short-term stay, month, 2 months, or whatever, no big deal. You don't have to really worry about that too much. So, that's it in a nutshell, folks. Thanks for hanging in there with me, and hope you enjoyed the video. Again, just to reiterate, BGC, fantastic place to be. I would definitely put it on your list of places to visit if you're coming to Asia. So, take care. Thanks for watching.